Well, good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Avi Hannon. Tim has the evening off. Iowa's Governor Kim Reynolds signed 2 bills into law today that will add hundreds of residency spots at the state's 14 training hospitals. It's our top story at 5. Governor Reynolds signed the bills at Guthrie County Hospital and Guthrie Center. The bills are viewed as a way to ease burdens in rural hospitals. It incentivized Iowa Medical School students to practice where they went to school at by having the state pay for some school loans. The law will now pull $150 million in federal funding that will create 115 new residency slots at the state's hospitals and aims to add 460 residency slots over the next 4 years. And South Dakota's representative is away from Capitol Hill today, and instead he's speaking to students in Vermillion. This morning, Representative Dusty Johnson answered questions from students at the University of South Dakota. The students are members of the American Legion Auxiliaries Girls State, programs which helps girls get involved in government and volunteering. While Johnson was away from Washington, many of the same topics were brought up, including concerns about cuts to Medicaid. The representative said most folks won't be impacted.
Now listen, if you're on the program and you're an illegal alien, you're going to have a problem. If you are an able-bodied young person without dependents at home, if you're a 27-year-old who just can work but chooses not to, yes, our work requirements are going to require you to volunteer, go to school, get in a training program, or go to work. And we do that because we want you to improve your life.
And South Dakota Governor Larry Roden also answered questions from the students at USD today. And a package in the Senate known as the Big Beautiful Bill proposes nearly $300 million in cuts to Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, causing concern for the Food Bank of Siouxland. Last year, Iowa's food bank networks distributed more than 61 million meals, an increase from the pandemic era of 51 million. And with food insecurity already being high in Iowa, Executive Director of the Food Bank of Siouxland told KCAU that the proposed cuts will place additional pressure on already overwhelmed food banks.
Food is going out about as fast as we can get it into the building. So with SNAP, if we keep SNAP, we should see those numbers fade over the summer. If it is cut in the midsummer, then we would see those numbers spike. So that's our biggest concern.
And coming up at 6, KCAU News reporter Chase Foy will tell us how much money being cut in the SNAP funds if the bill passes. And meanwhile, the Sioux City Community School District will once again provide free meals to kids in the area just ahead of the summer season. The district's summer food service program will begin June 9th. It will be offered at 7 different locations. The free meals are available to children between the ages of 1 and 18 from Monday through Friday. And meals must be eaten on site. District officials say all sites will serve food until either July 3rd or August 1st, depending on demands. All site locations and times can be found on our website, that's SiouxlandProud.com. Well, speaking of that summer weather, joining me now, Chief Meteorologist Victor Perez. So, Victor, when are we going to start to see some of those summer temperatures kick in?
They'll be coming up soon, but today is already a trend back towards normal, Javier, as we see that daytime temperatures have risen up into the 60s. Now, still 10 degrees cooler than what's typical for this time of year and nowhere near our record temperatures, but you'll see our lows are right where they should be, as we'll be feeling a little bit more summery in the coming days as we see temperatures rising to the 70s there on Thursday, and we're looking at the 80s through the weekend with maybe even some 90s, so looking much more like summertime weather in just a few days. Something to look forward to, Avia.
Well, thank you, Victor. And speaking of summer, that weather on the way, it's time to ensure your air conditioning is ready. But a shortage of newly mandated air conditioning refrigerants might make an untimely upgrade. During his first term, President Trump signed a law restricting the type of refrigerant that can be used in HVAC systems. That law is now being implemented, and the new type of refrigerant is both expensive and hard to find. HVAC companies say the product itself, along with the container it comes in, are backlogged.
Supply chain is going to be an issue if you didn't prepare for it, because you won't be able to fix problems with new systems that people have paid for. That will be a huge issue. As far as the pricing and stuff, yes, the tariffs have affected the price of a cylinder of this refrigerant, because we are low on supply, has gone up exponentially.
And there is good news. If your AC is working well, you have no need to worry. There is only concern with new ACs being installed. And over in Nebraska, a multi-vehicle crash this morning in Madison County has killed one person. Nebraska State Patrol say that the crash happened about 9 miles south of Norfolk on the intersection of Highway 81 and 833rd Road. Around 8:50 this morning, a backhoe was westbound on 833rd Road and crossing over the highway when it was hit by a pickup headed northbound. Officials say the driver of the backhoe was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of the pickup was taken to a hospital for non-life-threatening injuries, and officials have not released the names of either party at this time. And the latest measles outbreak is moving its way across the country, with cases both confirmed in Iowa and Nebraska. And over in South Dakota, healthcare workers are gearing up for the cases to hit the state.
It has a really high hospitalization rate, somewhere in the order of 10 to 20% of patients who contract the measles virus end up being hospitalized.
And the nationwide outbreak has been responsible for more than 1,000 cases and at least 3 deaths. Officials say the best way to prevent measles is by getting the MMR vaccine.